Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another English language lesson for grade 7. I'm Sir Jared, and today we want to look at writing personal narratives and autobiographies. And you're probably asking yourself, what is that? No need to worry, let's dive in. Now when we're talking about the autobiography, we are talking about someone's entire life in a chronological order, meaning from childhood to adulthood, the events that occurred to them. When we talk about biography, we're talking about details from birth to old age. We are talking about something, a piece of writing that is factual. And when we say factual, what do we mean? When we're talking about autobiography, it is factual, meaning that it is true. So if you are to conduct a research on the individual's life, whatever they wrote in their autobiography will check out because it actually happened to them. Now, when we're talking about memoirs, we are talking about a specific experience that someone has encountered in their life. It focuses on themes. So when we say themes, they may just look at, okay, a few challenges that I've encountered in my life that led to the successful person that they are today. Or maybe they just want to look at the poverty that they would have experienced in life or the friendships that they would have cherished, but it is also less formal. It's not as formal as the autobiography. It's not as rigid, birth to old age, no. And the thing with a memoir, it's also factual. So with memoirs, it's not fake. And for me, my favorite genre when it comes to books and literature, I like reading memoirs. I love reading about people's lives because you can learn so much from their lived experiences. Now, let's talk some more about the autobiography and writing the autobiography. Once again, when it comes to the introduction, our task is to grab the reader's attention. In the introduction, you want to have a hook that will draw the reader's attention. And you also now want to sustain their attention when you have it. With the body, you can now talk about hobbies, friends, talk about things that happened when you were a baby, family, growing up, relationships, your interests. And you want to give details, but you want to ensure that these details, they are specific and that they're not vague. When we say vague, when your readers read your work, they shouldn't be confused and have a lot of questions like, I don't really understand what's happening here. You want to use examples from your life. You want to create main ideas through brainstorming. And when we talk about main ideas through brainstorming, you need to ask yourself, what is my purpose for writing this autobiography? How much of my life am I willing to share with the readers? Now, when we talk about a conclusion, we want to bring it all together. We want to be creative in our approach. We want to create a memorable effect, also known as the wow effect. Now, let's look at an example of an autobiography. On September 15, 1995, I was born into a warm and loving family. My father, Jonas Cooper, was a taxi driver, and my mother, Kate Cooper, worked at a local bookstore. We were poor in these days, And both my parents worked long hours to make sure we had an exciting childhood. I remember one time I was playing outside with my brother Henry when he came tumbling off of his bike. Interestingly, I remember having this sudden urge to help him out. From that day on, I always had that impulse to save and help other people, even if it was simply crossing an old lady over the road. At that time, I didn't realize I was different until I started school. That was when things began to change for me. Now, in this autobiography, the writer takes us into a specific part of his life. You notice in this paragraph, he goes back to a date and he tells us what happened. Where did this urge to be a superhero, where did it come from? What was the reason or what was the thing that birthed this passion in me? So it's time for you to write an autobiography for yourself. And as you can see there on your screen, you have a few points that you can use to guide your writing. I was born on, as a young child what I truly enjoy, something I am proud of in my life, what I like best about myself. So I want you to use these points to guide your writing. And you can keep your little autobiography. And as you continue to grow and develop and experience different things, you can add to it, because that piece of writing will serve as a reminder to you of where you've come from. Now, I hope you've enjoyed class today. Thank you for participating. And until we meet again for another lesson, I'm Sir Jared, and I'm out.